See a sucker suit on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day. Kids got their quizzes and I've got a day.
Well, welcome to Schenectady today, in and around the capital region, and we're so happy that you're joining us today. We have a really fun show today. Anytime you have theater groups on, you know you're going to have a fun show. So we've got a great show lined up along with a number of other guests. Let me tell you who our guests are. We're going to be starting out with a first-timer, and that's the Schuylerville Theater coming up. It's the community theater, and they're doing Bell Book and Candle, as you can see. Then we're going to Callaloo Theater, and they're doing Uncommon Women and Others. And then we'll be talking with Classic Theater Guild. They're doing Beau Geste. And then we're going over to Albany for the Irish American Heritage Museum. That's a picture from their website. And then they're doing a big gala coming up. After that, we're going to be talking with Temple Israel and finding out a little bit about all their learning center and what's going on there with their activities. And then we're wrapping up the show with Roger Savoy from the Emporium Farm Brewery. That's a brand new brewery and tap room over in Rensselaer, and he's been on the show since 1999, so we know him from a long time, and we're giving him, letting him tell you about what's going on up there. Our breaks today are going to be Derek Horton and the J Street Band. They were on. This show was filmed quite a while ago, but it's going to be a lot of fun to watch because he's always got great music on his when he's on the show. We're going to start out right now with the brand new group here for the first time, Schuylerville Community Theater. Welcome all.
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Who's the spokesperson here?
That'd be me.
That would be you,
yes.
And you are?
I'm Garrett West.
You are the director?
I sure am.
And how big is your cast?
We have a cast of 5. So
are
Emily.
They all here?
Yep, Emily, Brian, Bonnie, Dane, and Tim here.
Okay.
And
you have a producer or a stage manager?
Yep, Katie here.
Katie, okay.
And then the vice president of the organization is Annette here.
Hi, Annette. How are you? Oh my gosh, you got your hands full with all this what's going on here. Schuylerville, you're actually doing the show in the town hall.
Yep, we sure are.
What a great idea.
Well, this isn't our first show in the town hall. We've done quite a few.
Oh,
yeah.
you've done quite a few.
Yep.
So that's really great. Bell Book and Candle, why'd you choose that? It couldn't be Halloween or anything.
Well, it was, yeah. We chose it kind of the Halloween theme. Also, it was a play I'd looked into a while back, and I really loved it. Bonnie was also one of the people who suggested it's one of her favorites. So.
Okay.
We just really love the show, so
and
that's
who's
why I chose
playing
it.
the Kim Novak part? That's all.
That would be Emily here.
Emily, you're playing the Kim Novak part.
And he's playing Jimmy Stewart here.
Oh, okay, you're Jimmy Stewart. Okay, yeah, that's Brian.
Correct.
Who's how old? No, I'm kidding. We were kidding before the show. That's okay. And what I also found out before the show is this gentleman right over here was on the Freddie Fryhofer show. Remember Freddie Fryhofer? No, you probably don't. You're too.
Even got a squiggle.
Yeah, well, I could squiggle here. We get a little chartboard out here, and anyway, what fun. So you have a nice cast.
We sure do.
And easy to work with?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've worked with most of them in the past. The only 2 I haven't worked with before are Brian and Tim, and they've been a joy to work with.
So just
and I'm
tell
not just
me
saying that.
why you have never been on this show before.
I have no idea.
Sarah Courts has
Yep.
been on, and so she's the one that suggested. I'm
Yeah.
so happy that she did.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah. So you have a cast, and I'm going to quickly go around because we don't have a lot of time, but I want everybody to get their say-so. I know that you are a board member. Are you an actor? I'm sorry.
Yes, I've been in a number of productions also.
Okay, good. And with Schuylerville or other?
Yep, with Schuylerville.
Okay.
And I've been the vice president for about 3 years. So the organization's in their 38th season.
38
seasons. We do 2 shows a season, and so, we don't sleep a lot.
Yeah.
No, I know how that goes. Yeah, I've been in theater production, so I know what that's like. So we'll pass it to the next person. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Thomas. I'm also a board member. I've been a longtime member of the group, starting in 1981.
Okay.
I met my husband doing the show. I've been there
You know,
ever
you
since.
hear that all the time. Oh,
Yeah,
my goodness.
Yeah. I play Aunt Queenie in the show. It's, as Garrett said, it's one of my favorite all-time shows. So it's just a wonderful story, great humor, wonderful things happening. Also in the spring, I will be directing, and we're going to be directing the musical Baby. So.
Oh, you got to come on the show because I've seen that. Yeah. Please do.
Very good.
Yeah, good. And next gentleman.
Dane Martin. I play the drunk. Not much of a stretch. Shouldn't say that about myself. Well, what I'd
From
like to say
Freddie
is,
Fryhofer to a drunk. I don't know what.
just to give you an idea of what community theater is like, at least for me anyway. I've only been with the outfit for the last 2 years. I've been in every show since then, but I just walked in the audition for Fiddler on the Roof to say hello to an old friend who was there.
Oh no, you got Tevye?
I walked out with Tevye, and I've been there ever since. I just want to say that for me, it's an honor to be able to do this, to be able, we're not professionals here, and I'm just an amateur.
Oh,
But to
you're
be able
always
to-
a professional when you're on stage.
Well, to be able to work with all these wonderful people who are so talented and they're so dedicated, because you get all these, nobody knows anybody, they all come from different places, and they all just get together. It's all these disparate disciplines and arts and the technicians, everybody. They all put it together like it's like a mission. They're like a team. They make a few hours of magic, and it's all gone, and everybody goes home.
Yeah, you're become a family. So we'll go on to, And I know you're involved with another theater group, but we'll leave that for another show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My name is Timothy Sherman. I've been doing theater since I was 5, so for 20 plus years. I've enjoyed every bit of it. And I work in the Capital Region as a theater director and choreographer and a program director at CM School of Fine Arts.
Yeah, great.
And so through the Cap Disc, I found Bell Book and Candle, and it's been such a blast to work with another theater
Isn't that
group in
great?
the area.
Isn't that great? Yeah.
It's been wonderful.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi there. I'm Katie Hawksby, and I am the stage manager, and I am literally brand new to all of this. And I started dating Garrett, and I told him before this happened that I was not going to get involved because I'm not a theater kid, and here I am as stage manager. But it's been a blast working with all of these wonderful people, and it's been just great, and I'd do it again.
Yeah.
So.
See, so for you, it's going to get in your blood. So let's start here with the star of the show.
Emily Whipple. I've been doing theater since I was about 10 years old. I actually started with Garrett. We went to Hudson Falls together, and I got my minor in musical theater from LAU Post. I recently moved.
But this is not a musical. This is straight.
I've always preferred straight theater.
Okay.
But I figured I'd get my degree in both. So.
Yeah. Smart.
Yeah. I just recently moved back, and this is my first show being home.
Oh, great. Well, welcome back. Yeah. And Garrett, how about you?
Yeah,
I know you're a director, but do you act as well?
I do act. I started acting. As she said, I'm from Hudson Falls. I worked with a lot of organizations before I got involved with Schuylerville. I started the organization Broadway Upstate, which is it's in Glens Falls, Hudson Falls area.
Oh, okay.
I was 18 when I started that, and they're still going strong, but I've moved on, and now I like to work as many groups as possible.
Yeah, great. And Brian.
It's me. My name is Brian Chekala. I've also been doing theater since I was about 10 years old. I did a lot of various groups up in Boston Spa. And recently I took a small hiatus for about 3 years to join the Army. And this is my first show back as well as home, so it's really excited to get back into acting.
How wonderful. Well, I'm so happy that you're all here. And I'm going to ask if you can.
Sure.
Yeah, and can you leave one of those?
Oh,
for
yeah,
me?
yeah.
The reason is I will scan.
I've got postcards too.
I will scan.
I come prepared.
Yeah, well, yeah, leave them out there so people can grab them on the way out. Because I want to scan this in and
absolutely.
put this on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we can give you a big plug out there. But you know, one thing we didn't say is, when is this going to be?
It's going to be November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 7:30 for Friday and Saturday, and then it's going to be 2 o'clock on the Sunday performance.
Okay, great. And it will be at the Schuylerville Town Hall.
It sure will.
Thank you all for being here. So
Well,
nice
thank
to
you
meet
for having us.
Thank you.
Don't be strangers. Come
Oh,
back
we
again.
won't.
Good. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about our next group, which is the Callaloo Theater. Stay tuned. Courtney and the J Street Band on the show, but right now we're talking about Callaloo Theater. Tell me, Karen Christina Jones, who is the director, and then we have one of the actors here, and Julie. So let's talk about the, first of all, Callaloo Community Theater, which I'm not, what is it?
Callaloo Theater Company.
I got that flipped around.
No, that's fine. So Callaloo is actually a leaf, similar to a collard green, and it's come from the Caribbean. And what Callaloo is actually a stew with many diverse ingredients. So that's why, that's where it came from. Yeah.
So that's a great name for, for the group. And you're going to be performing at the Sand Lake, excuse me, Sand Lake Theater for the Arts.
Sand Lake Center for the Arts. We're very, very excited in Averill Park.
Great,
yes.
It's a great
It's a wonderful group of people, and Brian Sheldon, who's the managing director, has been so accommodating and welcoming, and we're just having a great time.
So you have an actor with you.
I do.
Yes, and this is Julie Norwood Adler. And what part do you play in this? And what is Uncommon Women?
Uncommon Women is all of us. Uncommon Women is you, is Julie, is me, is any woman who is doing something that's not expected of her. From Michelle Obama to Aretha Franklin to Madeleine Albright to Hillary Clinton. And these are women who make their own strides. And what Wendy Wasserstein did, who is the wonderful playwright who passed on in 2006, who was the ultimate uncommon woman. She took her college experiences with her friends and wrote this wonderful piece that is about informal reunion, but actually becomes a memory play because she goes back to her college days. She is a graduate of Mount Holyoke College, and we were honored enough to actually go on, go on a tour of the college because one of our cast members is a graduate of Mount Holyoke. Yeah.
And Julie, now what is your part? Tell me about your part.
I play the part of Kate Quinn, and she is, I don't know that she is she sort of makes herself the center of the crew. There's a group of 5 very close women, and then there are a few who are back in the memory, part of their memories. And Kate ultimately graduates and attends Harvard Law, and she works for the Department of Justice, and she's, the way I see her is she's somebody who is very I don't want to say absorbed, but very kind of centered. And she's always seems on the verge of insightfulness, but just can't quite get herself out of, it's always sort of, enough about me, what do you think of me, kind of a thing.
I know we have some photos. Why don't we run through those photos if possible, and then you can explain what's going on in the photos.
Now, like I said, the play actually starts at a reunion. So here are some of the actors who are just, getting together. I live in Troy now, and this is actually a restaurant that's right around the corner from my house called Nighthawks, and they were so lovely enough to let us join. So, as you can see, you see the lovely Julie. Next to her, we have Susan Sipon, who plays Layla. Next to her, we have Lori Porter, who is pretty much a Capital Region foundation in theater, who plays Mrs. Plum. Next to her, we have Sarah Falvo, who plays Susie Friend, who's part of the memory part of the play. And next to her, we have Josephine O'Connor, who was just recently in Gingerbread Lady, and she plays, oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. Muffet de la Cola. Yeah. And the play originates, I should say,
we're going to see the next photo.
Sure.
Let's see what we have here.
So these are some wonderful shots with Susie Friend, and this wonderful thing about the play is that the actors sing all these wonderful college songs.
Oh, really?
And that's cool. And the upper left hand is one of the songs that the lady sings, and we have the lovely Mrs. Plum and having a nice scene with Susie Friend. And these are just some shots that we did.
Well, I love the shots that you did, you sent, because it kind of gives a feel for the cast and everything. Where is this? Is this going to be at Sand Lake Center?
This is going to be Sand Lake Center of the Arts. We open this weekend.
How exciting.
Very exciting. So we open this weekend. It's the Friday and Saturday at 8. Sundays at 2:30, excuse me. Okay. And we close November the 4th, so 2 weekends.
So 2 weekends that we have there. How can they get tickets?
Through the website, www.sfl LCA. I should have
Sand Lake Center for the
Center.com.
Arts,
So I
yeah.
should have put my glasses on.
No, that's okay. And CTP is for their Circle Theater players, but
Right.
that's their
Their logo.
website.
Yes.
And so they can get their tickets there. And this is an exciting play because any play that kind of goes back into memory and brings you forward, even if you can't quite reach that spot there, the sweet spot of being insightful.
Right.
I mean, one of the reasons why I picked this play because it's a cast of all women, with the exception of a male narrator that we are so pleased to announce it's Ken Screven who's doing the narration.
Oh my God!
Yes, and I went to his home last week and we did the narration with a good
He's
friend.
got a wonderful
He's
voice.
got the perfect voice for it. And as I was reading the play, and I was reading that particular part, I was like, there's only one person who can do this. And he was just so happy to do it. We had a blast.
He? I mean, 'cause we don't see him anymore.
He is doing great.
Yeah.
He is in the process of writing his memoirs. He's just going all about town. He saw me in Little Foxes last year, so he's really, really just going out and just enjoying his retirement.
Well, I say a name from the past that it really wasn't, but we haven't seen him too much.
Oh,
lately.
yes.
Yeah.
You'll see him in the play because you'll see him or hear him in the
Hear
play,
him.
and he'll definitely come to one of the shows too. Yeah.
I remember him well. So yeah, but you're really kind of, when you talk about being a little stew there.
Inclusive, yeah.
Yeah, you got everybody in it. Yeah.
I really want to make sure that marginalized populations in theater get a chance to have their voice. I really want to push upon now having more plays about the LGBTQIA+.
That's great.
Because we really don't see enough of that outside of plays like The Normal Heart, because there are just so many other plays out there that have these wonderful stories, and we need to get them out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you're familiar with Remy, with the
absolutely.
with
Remy
the,
and I have
Black
been very good
theater
friends.
group
Yes.
from upstate New
Yes.
York. And he's doing great
He's
stuff.
doing
and
wonderful
Patrick
things.
White
And
is
Patrick
just
White,
always
yeah.
looking to open it up to more actors.
Absolutely, and I'm so happy to know to say that we have groups like Illuminate, which Morgan Elizabeth has started. We have Meg Alfonso, who did a production of For Color Girls. So there are a lot of, companies that are coming up, and we're all supporting each other. It's a great time.
It is
It's a great time for theater.
Thank you for doing it. For being part of it, I should
you.
say. Yeah. And
Thank you. Well, thank you for always supporting us.
Yeah, but Karen's been on the show before, and I've always followed her career and what she's doing, so I'm happy. And Julie, it's so nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet
that
you.
You're having some fun with Karen and with your cast.
I'm having a lot of fun. I'm a newbie at all of this, so this is
newbies are good. Because you'll be an oldie one day.
You will never know she's a newbie because she is just like a fish to water. She is fantastic. We're so happy to have her.
Thanks, Karen.
We're going to we want to encourage everybody to go see the play. It will be at the Sand Lake Center for the Arts. Plenty of parking. It's on Route 43, I think.
Yep.
Did I get that right? Oh my goodness.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Okay. So you can. It's plenty of parking, and it's a beautiful place. It's a former church, so it's a great place to be. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to talk about Beauchest, which is another play coming up with the Classic Theater Guild. Stay tuned.
Say don't worry. Do your best. Come tomorrow. We'll take a short rest. Don't wait on tomorrow. Don't wait on today. Don't wait on tomorrow. Don't wait on today. And they want the good fight. And they want their freedom. And they want the good fight. And they want their freedom.
And we're back again. Yeah, I ran into Derek Horton yesterday, and I said, I just looked at your film, so I'm going to throw it on tomorrow. So he was excited about that. But anyway, I have two guests here. John didn't make it, but we have Michael Sylvia, and you've been on the show before, I think.
I have,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, and Yash, you're new to
Yeah,
to
this is
the
my
show.
first time.
Yeah. So tell me about Beau Jest with Classic Theater Guild. What's that about?
Okay, well, it's about a Jewish family who has a daughter, and her parents do not want her to date somebody that's not Jewish. And this is that would be this gentleman on the right.
I'm the Christian guy in the play.
And so she invents a boyfriend to keep her parents satisfied because they keep trying to set her up with blind dates and random people.
So she decided to find somebody so they get off their
So she's finally forced to introduce this person to them, and that's my character. I come in as an actor, basically playing the part.
You're the token person.
I guess you could say that. Yeah, yeah. So you know, it's a romantic comedy, and it's a lot of fun.
And how did the parents react when they find out about Yashir?
Oh, we're gonna save that for the end of the play. It's quite
we don't want to spoil the ending. So, but it's it's good. It has a lot to say about families in general and of any ethnicity. It's specifically about Jewish family, but it sort of carries the message
the same thing could happen with a Christian family who doesn't want the person to marry, out of their quote religion, whatever that happens to be, even if it's a Protestant, it's like, well, no, wait.
Right. So it definitely has that positive message about inclusive-ness and such.
And we were just talking about inclusiveness too.
Yes.
John is your director, is that correct?
John Birchler.
And now, you have performed here at Proctor's, and I know that it's pretty complicated because of the Fenimore Gallery. Now they've changed that over to their room for the Guild Room. When you have decided to go, you went to Congregation Beth Israel. Of course, you're talking about a Jewish family, so how did that work out?
Actually, it's been really, really great. We've had a representative from the temple come in and help us with some of the pronunciations, and there's a Seder dinner scene in the show. So she watched us do that a couple times this past Sunday to make sure we did everything right, and she was very pleased. We actually also had the rabbi come in, and he helped us with some of the pronunciations. The parents have a conversation in Yiddish, so he gave them all
Did you have to learn how?
I didn't, but the older folks in the show did, and he did that for them, and we recorded it so they could listen to it, and then he actually saw most of the Seder scene as well. So, and he was pleased.
This is a nice backstory.
He said, "quote I wanted to come out there and join them."
Oh,
so
nice.
That was very nice. Yeah.
So that meant it was really pretty.
Yeah.
Felt good.
It was important to maintain the authenticity of it because we are showing it to a Jewish audience, and we want to make sure that's accurate, and they did a great job.
Yeah, but of course it's open to the public, so not just.
Oh yes,
right, of course.
Yes, but we are hoping.
But it was a Jewish audience that had to watch you do the Seder meal.
Unfortunately, my character is Christian, so he didn't have to participate in that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
I've been to a Seder meal, so it has a real tradition to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But we are hoping to get a good audience out of the congregation as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
But
because
yes,
it has meaning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how long have you been acting, Yash?
It's a good 2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
Oh, I love it. I don't think I could have a life without it.
Really?
Like, it's something I didn't grow up with, but I slowly discovered it in my last year of college, and ever since then, I need it. It's probably hard to explain, but it sort of gives me that balance in my life where I need it with my academics, so it's a beautiful yin and yang kind of way.
That's really, I like the way you put that, I really do, because it's true that when you find a passion, there's something that complements the rest of your life, it's really a gift.
It really is, especially when you discover what that passion is.
Yeah.
I think that's the real beauty, is being able to find something that you like and then being able to figure out a way to keep doing it even after college.
And here, of course, are you from this area?
Oh no, I'm from Jersey.
You're from Jersey. You're going to stay in this area? You might, because we got great
now
theater
I am.
groups.
Especially, I'm glad that there are opportunities for me to pursue acting around here. So it's been pretty great.
Yeah, we have a lot of. And what school are you going to?
Well, I just graduated from Rutgers, so now I work.
Okay, good. So you're up here for a while. Well, you got to finish the play here.
Oh yeah.
He has a job. He works.
Oh, you have
Yeah,
a job
I work
here.
now.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize. Didn't know if you were in
He's
school.
wearing the he's wearing the jacket.
Regeneron. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know Regeneron. Yeah, I know the company very well actually.
I work at the school. I work at Schenectady County Community
Okay,
College,
good.
and we do have a student from the school that's in the play as well. So,
Great.
so it's good.
And you've been acting how long, Michael?
Oh boy.
Yeah. I know.
Well, I did some acting in high
Wasn't
school.
a trick question.
No, I did some acting in high school, and then I sort of switched over to tech things, and now I sort of do both.
Yeah.
But I had up until March of this year, I hadn't been on stage for 3 years, so sort of got back into it and ended up with this role, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So
Well, I'm
it's
really
a lot
glad
of fun.
that you got involved, the both of you, and it's so nice. We'll see you on the stage more often, I would imagine.
Oh, I hope, as long
Yeah.
as I keep getting roles.
I know,
For
well,
sure.
you'll get them, I'm sure, because,
you.
I mean, you saw, we had, 2 other theater groups on already, and next week is another one, so it just keeps going. I have a passion for theater and actually had done stage work, but I don't have the time to devote 6 weeks to, into getting a production on and all the rehearsals with all the other stuff I'm doing. And I miss it. So I understand what you're saying, because there's something about getting on the stage and
Yes.
performing. Well, I guess I do that every week, but I don't think about it that way. It's not quite the same as learning lines, if anybody has learned lines that go on and on and on, and you keep working at them.
Mm-hmm.
But you got them, you're off book, right?
Yes.
Oh, now we are.
You have to be.
Yes, but
so when are you performing?
Well, we open Thursday the 25th, and we run through November 4th. But because we are at the Temple, there are no Friday performances.
I understand that. Yeah.
So it's Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, good. Well, I'm going
Yes.
to try and get over and see one of those.
I would love to
productions,
see
and I
you.
want to see how that theater reel
definitely.
goes.
Yes, yes,
So,
absolutely. It's a lot of fun too.
yeah.
We'll have a great time.
Say hi to John for me.
Will do.
I know that he intended to be here, but he probably got tied up somewhere. Thank you both for being here and for being a first-time guest on the show. Yeah,
Thanks for having
we'll see you
us.
again
Appreciate
sometime.
it.
Yes.
Hope that you get on the show again, and another play that's going to be just what you're looking for.
Oh, I look forward to it.
Great.
We're gonna take
Thanks again.
Yeah, good. It's always good to see you, Michael. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going over to Albany for the Irish American Heritage Museum, and we're going to learn a little bit just about what's going on there for their big gala. Thank you.
Say don't worry, just do your best. Come tomorrow. We'll take it.
And here we are back again, and it's always my pleasure to bring on guests from different organizations and museums, and of course this is no exception. Irish American Heritage Museum, they are a wonderful museum. They have a nice bricks and mortar place, and this one I pulled off your website. You do, you may not have this exhibit up, but you have a lot of exhibits, and one of the things I learned a long time ago is that when they put an exhibit together, it quite often goes on tour. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah. So
I'm
I'm
Elizabeth, she's the executive director here.
Thank you. So I'm new, but yeah, we have a lot of traveling exhibitions. The museum is in existence since 1986, and so they have things about the Great Famine and Irish American history as well as just
Labor and
Irish,
politics,
exactly,
yeah.
And women of the 1916
Yeah.
Rising. So they're available to other museums. Actually, we've showed in about 14 states, I think, and we are the first Irish
Dublin,
American
you've even
to
done
go
it.
back, to Ireland. So
Yeah.
they're making a name for themselves.
Yeah, that's wonderful, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you like being there, since you're a newbie?
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I was a teacher. I taught at Fordham University for 9 years, and now I'm, so there's still a little academic element, but I really love the outreach of public history. I think it's important that, we all kind of utilize our culture and heritage, and of course, America is such a melting pot or a mosaic that it's not just an Irish American. We've integrated, with all of the groups and interacted. So you'll see next year the theme of our museum is going to change, and we'll look at how we interact with other immigrant groups in our history, and of course in modern day too.
That's a good way of looking at things, actually. And you also have a library, and you have a way of you can look at your history, your...
Exactly, we have a genealogist who comes in, the last Wednesday of every month. Our library, we're part of the interlibrary loan system, so scholars can request a book through their library and we send it to them. We have a huge program, at least twice a week we have either music or history or literature speakers,
And so you're located, great location.
Yeah, right downtown, exactly, in Broadway.
And you have brought a board member with you.
Hi, so she was one of our examples of half and half Irish and half Italian.
Half Irish, half Italian. The best of both worlds.
Absolutely. You get the
Yes,
absolute best
I'm a very proud board member. Here today to support Elizabeth and to let people know about some of the events that we have coming up.
And you've got one coming up?
Yes, we have several coming up, but Elizabeth will talk a little bit.
Yeah, so the gala, I guess, it's the Governor Hugh Carey Awards Gala, and this is the 6th, I think, year, and so we have it. It's a major fundraiser for us, to be honest, but it's also a way of honouring people in our community who have either given back to the Irish Americans or to the capital region. So this year we're very proud to honour Kerry Kennedy, who's the president.
We can bring the photos up maybe, and we can talk about those as well.
Great, yeah. So yeah, here's Michael McNulty. I'm sure people in this district will know, an ex-congressman, very well liked and a big player in our community. We don't honour sitting politicians, so it's not a partisan. Yeah. And then Kerry Kennedy is the president of the Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Institute, and she's worked a lot with women's rights and marginalised groups. She's on the Bloody Sunday Trust in Northern Ireland, so a huge international reach, of course, and a very famous Irish-American family.
Absolutely.
And then Thomas McNabb was on our own board, died this summer recently, and he's from Auburn, New York, but he was also a state Ancient Order of Hibernian president, and was a huge community leader, both in Albany and Auburn, where he's from. And married to a woman from my hometown in Ireland. So
oh, really? Okay.
Delighted. There's always contacts, and then some of our sponsors.
So you now tell us about the event. Where and when?
So
and
it's
who?
going to be at the Desmond Hotel. Is it Albany Shaker Road?
Yes.
Yeah. My geography is still coming together.
No, you're doing good. You're doing very good.
And November 30th at 6 o'clock, we have a cocktail hour. So it's open. You should just come to our Facebook page or website. And as I say, the funds.
You said November 30th?
November 30th, yeah.
Oh, why did I get November 2nd?
We had to change that.
Oh, you have a different date? Well,
we
then
did.
I need to
no,
change
don't worry.
it.
Yeah.
And so I'm sorry, what day is that?
It's a Friday. November 30th is Friday.
Now it's November 30th.
So that allows us to go forward with it. We're chartered by the New York State Regents Board, so we have an education mission. And so on November 11th at 11 o'clock in the morning, we'll be laying a wreath of remembrance for the World War I veterans at up at New Scotland Ave.
Yeah.
And then back to the museum for a talk about 2 Albany soldiers, actually, and of course Henry Johnson.
We're talking World War I.
Yeah. So it's
Henry
the 100th
Johnson,
anniversary. Yeah.
They named a boulevard after
They did, yeah, and huge contributions. And then 2 local boys who fought in the war. Their granddaughters, imagine, have their diaries and their letters. It's amazing. It's amazing. So then we'll have a lecture, a new exhibition series to go with that, and 2 or 3 other World War I related events. And then on Christmas, September 1st, we're doing our first Christmas market, an Irish Christmas.
December 1st, yeah.
So I know, October. So that will be open to the public. You can come down and have some Irish cuisine, buy some handmade gifts, that kind of thing, books,
and
lots of books.
At
our
museum.
museum.
Our museum, yes.
Lots
of food, lots of fun. Father Christmas will be there.
When is that?
It's on December 1st.
December 1st.
11 to 5. And
the Irish can do fun, a lot of other things, but we do fun well.
You do fun very well. Very
yes,
well.
we do.
At the Irish event.
Good.
It's fun. I love the music. I love I love Irish music.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful. I have that. Actually, I have it on my computer, and when I'm feeling like I want to be energized, I put on the Clancy Brothers or Tommy Bacon.
You need a little boost. Well, we have Comhaltas Comhaltóirí Éireann from the region coming on the 8th of November, and so they'll be, an open house. Again, come down if anybody wants to sing a song or bring an instrument. They're more than welcome. It's a rambling house, we call it at home, so it's just open.
I love it. So it's really great that we have your museum that will go ahead and preserve, but also kind of share.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. You know, we can't be in our own bubbles. We've heard a lot about bubbles in the last 2 years, and you know, as I said, you know, I've moved from Ireland, and so for me, it's not necessarily heritage; it's culture. We still live like this in Ireland, you know, and I very much am proud to take it to the community and share it, and particularly in America, where there is no such thing as just Irish American. You know, you of course you had neighbours, or you intermarried, or you know, generations ago somebody was from some. You know, I was listening to the previous guest.
Italian here.
You know, yeah, and even you know the Jewish kid having to pretend that she's not dating. You know, and so this was part of, I think, all of the immigrant community identities. You know, how do you maintain your own culture but also become something new and something that's open to America? You know,
I think that what amazes me is how many people think that diversity is a dirty word.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I mean that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
And I wonder, where does that come from? Because we learn so much. So much of my enrichment in my life has been from other cultures.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's it.
Whether it's the Chinese, or it's the Korean, or it's the Irish,
and who doesn't learn, you know, to learn something new or taste a new
Russians,
food.
And we have a wonderful Russian center in our area.
Yeah,
There's
beautiful.
so much that we can share.
Yeah.
And the more we share, the more, I don't mean to pontificate here, but I am, I guess. But the more we share, the more we find out we're alike.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
absolutely.
You know, the universal story, you know, of being an immigrant. You know, I say it all the time. Immigration is still happening out of Ireland. Technology has made it easier, but like I experienced the same feelings that ancestors did 150 years ago, even though I can pick up the phone immediately and ameliorate it, you know. And so I think, you know, that's exactly right, that there's a way to celebrate your own background without demoralizing or demeaning others, you know.
Exactly.
And so, and it's more to share. I love that
you
idea.
know, I mean, the Irish have been like
Yeah,
the bottom of the
pile.
chain. The Italians have been at the bottom.
yeah.
Puerto Ricans at the bottom. The blacks. I mean, there's always somebody that's going to be on the
down,
bottom because somebody wants to feel better.
Yeah, that's right. You know, that's right. But you should, you know, if there's a way of saying the commonality of the experience rather
That's
than saying,
what I've
you know,
always said, is we share so much. I went to China, and it was like, well, it was a different culture. But the minute you walk into a Chinese home, you're
welcomed
home.
and
It's our
home. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody loves their children the same way.
We love our
Yes.
this. I mean, we love our food. We love to share,
Yeah.
share stories. So much, and when you think of cultures that, like European, are quite different than Asian, but you see they're the same.
They are, yeah, yeah.
Of
That's right.
course.
Well, you know, the human experience, as I said, and you know, with Anthony Bourdain's death, I think we talk about that sometimes too. That travel grows the mind, you know, and so you have to be open to other people and to differences, and you know.
And we're going to be open to Irish soda bread too.
Very much so, yeah. Although, you know, I'm telling you, in March, leave out the raisins. It'll be lovely. Harold will kill me, but yeah, I prefer the bread without the raisins.
He puts raisins in it.
He does. Well, a lot of Irish Americans do, and I don't. It's cake, you know. So, yeah, you can't have cheese with raisins, you know. So yeah, I would like the soda bread with no raisins.
Well, I think when he was on, I got up early that morning and I made a soda bread.
Oh, good, yeah.
And it was hot when I brought it in.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, there's nothing nicer.
But he said, "Well, it's good."
I can see it.
How diplomatic was that?
Yeah, I know, I know. I have to work on my diplomacy a little bit. But hot bread with butter, oh God, it's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, raisins, not so much.
Well, I'm sure that we're going to talk about that in March, about the raisin bread, or not raisin bread.
No, it's soda.
Bread.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's Irish soda bread. It only has like 3 ingredients.
Exactly.
It's like there's
but you know, there's thousands of variations on the recipe. So go wild. Do what you want.
Get creative.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a contest right here on our stage.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. My God, we'll taste them all.
Well, we've been talking with Elizabeth Stack. She's the executive director of the Irish American Heritage Museum, and we have Paula Hennessy, and she is a board member. And I want to thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
I hope you have a good turnout for your awards banquet
Yes.
and honoring such notable people as well.
Thank you very much.
We're going to take a quick break, and we're going over to Temple, Israel now.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
we're just going
Very
somewhere.
diverse.
Stay tuned.
Freedom!
and she's with Temple Israel of Albany. And of course, we're in Albany. Well, I guess we're going to stay in Albany here to talk about Temple Israel. And of course, what did you think of the play with the Seder meal? Wasn't that interesting?
Yes, absolutely. I was sitting back there, and I was like, oh my gosh, really? Yay!
That was so
awesome.
cool. I thought it was nice to do that.
Yes.
I know Temple Israel has always been active in the community, and I worked with a man who was involved with Temple Israel, and he used to always tell me what was going on there. So this is kind of an extension of that. You do a lot there for the community, but you also do it for children and for the elderly. And so tell me about what some of your programs are.
Yeah, wow. Well, we have a lot of things going on and coming up, and one of them actually is our brand new program, Bivrit, which quite literally translates to mean in Hebrew, and it is for children to really
the
gain...
word means in Hebrew?
Yes, it does.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah, and it's for children to really gain an understanding of not only the Hebrew language, but of some synagogue activities and Israel and whatnot. So we have that, and that just started. We have also, to accompany that, our Rikud Albany, which is our dance group. We have an elementary program. We have Timarim. And we also have adult Israeli dance as well, which kind of just brings a whole lifespan into Israeli dance.
But what you're doing is you're not just a religious center, you're a cultural center.
Yes, absolutely.
And when you mention Hebrew, Yiddish, he was talking about Yiddish and Hebrew. What is the difference between Hebrew and Yiddish? Because I know that growing up, I learned a lot of Yiddish words because, that was, I had friends that were Jewish and they would use Yiddish words.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between the two?
To be honest, that is a really great question.
You just don't know the answer.
Well, someone who really would know the answer to that question would be our rabbi.
Okay.
He's really great and very well versed in that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I don't know, and I just shut that out. So
Sure, of course.
See, we do not rehearse questions on this show, and sometimes I ask a question. Like I had, well, actually, it was a Jewish group, and I said, "So what year is it?" And he looked at it, he said, "I don't know." So I said, "So sometimes I ask a question, and I mean, just off the top of my head." So anyway,
it's absolutely
but I was just
fine.
curious when he had mentioned Yiddish and you mentioned Hebrew, then it kind of clicked. What is the?
Oh
the
no,
difference?
absolutely, it's a very good question.
Yeah, good. Well, bring it next time you come.
Sure.
You'll have the answer for me.
Absolutely.
So good. So you have programs, and I know, let's take a look at some of the photos that you sent, and then we'll talk about those.
Yeah. So actually, in the top right picture, that is our rabbi working with some of the kids. And our top left picture is from our most recent program, Help Build Noah's Ark.
Oh, is that what that was? Okay,
yes,
it's
a part. Yes, it's a part of Bivrit's programming as well as our Young Families group. And the bottom two pictures are actually from our recent, from our recent Lunch and Learn. But it was actually a really nice introductory to our Jewish Learning Center, which is was established this year, actually, and it is to help anyone learn, really, how Judaism fits into our society. We have some great courses that have already started, Defining Jewish with our rabbi. We have another course actually coming up with our rabbi, Biblical Women Through the Ages. And we also feature some other Jewish scholars from around the Capital District.
Looks like you got a little music in there.
Yes,
too,
we do. We actually recently had our Cantoberfest, which was very successful. We had
what would you call it?
Cantoberfest.
I love that. I love it.
Yes, and we had a guest, Cantor Hanan Lieberman from Israel, come, and he was able to perform with our cantor. We had a beautiful reception, and it was a really great time.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
I just attended a Jewish film festival. Do you do film festivals?
We have not yet,
yeah.
but we are hoping to really become a little bit more involved with some diverse programming and aspects in the community.
Yeah, because those are, I mean, there's always just so many things that you can do and do them well.
Of course.
You can do a lot of things and not do any of them perfectly.
Yes.
So it's good to focus and build from what you have there.
Of course, of course.
And you, So how young do the children get involved with programming?
Oh,
and
well,
when you talk about in Hebrew, you know.
we offer programming for all ages. We have our Tot Shabbat on the last Saturday of the month, which is for our our little ones, toddler aged and whatnot. And we're trying to actually start a new program as well, Shabbat Teen, for our teenagers to really become involved on Shabbat as well.
Yeah.
So.
And do the kids get involved with dance, or is this an adult dance, or is it children or youth dance?
For our dance group, it's a variety. So we have the elementary program for the little kiddos, and then we also have Tamarim, which is grades 6 to 12. And then from there, we have adult Israeli dance.
Now, because people love to dance,
yes.
and they love to learn ethnic dances. I guess these are not ethnic, but they're cultural dances, I would
yes.
say.
Yes,
That's how I would like to put it. If say I wanted to go, I'm not Jewish, could I go and learn how to do your dances?
Of course.
Okay.
We welcome everyone.
That's what I wanted to know, is it open to everyone?
Yes, yes. We are a very inclusive shul.
Yeah. Do you have discussion groups at all? Other than your learning center, is that like open to everyone as well?
Yes, that is probably the premier area for any discussions or anything like that. So we have our brochure online on our website.
Oh, good.
Yes, we have that. We have our information for Bivrit. We have our information for Israeli dance. It's all on our website.
Yeah, that's wonderful. But I see that how you've expanded and doing more in the community to bring the community together. You're located on New Scotland Avenue.
Yes.
Yeah, right next to St. Peter's.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful campus that you have there.
Oh yes, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's such a big and beautiful building.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get lost.
Yeah, I've been in there. I've been there for bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
And bat mitzvah as well.
But and it's so wonderful to really just go and appreciate around the building everything that we have, and the rooms are just immaculate. It's really great.
Yeah. And do you how do you celebrate the different holidays? Do you do special events there that you can that people, if they wanted to learn more about it, they could
Of
come?
course.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the holiday. And actually, speaking of, we have
Hanukkah's
Hanukkah coming up, and we have our annual Hanukkah extravaganza. I actually have been in communication with a magician who we will be welcoming.
I'm having 2 magicians
as
on
well.
next week on my show.
Oh, great! I wonder if he's one of them.
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
yeah. So we have that coming up, and we're gonna have some programming for for our little kids as well, just in case. Sometimes.
You want to keep kids
yeah, of
interested,
of course. So yeah, we will have.
Well,
that
if
coming
you
up.
want to get involved, and maybe you're not Jewish, but you know what? I just talked about that in the last segment. Diversity is really learning more about other cultures. Then you don't become, and not necessarily yours, but you don't become afraid of them.
Yes.
Because it's like, well, it's them and us. No, don't do that. Learn about them and find out the commonality between each of your different cultures, because there's a lot of commonality. This is what breaks down barriers, and that's what we've got to do, is break down those barriers so that we are understanding of other cultures and what they do, and it's not them and us. I hate that.
I know, me too.
I hate it.
Me too, yes. It's very
not them and
unfortunate.
us, it's we. So we are all in this together. So learn about the other cultures and look outside the envelope and check out other groups. Go to the Irish American, learn about their culture. Go to the Italian Community Center, go to the Jewish Community Center. Whatever it is, go there and enjoy and learn. And bring your kids.
Yes.
Bring your kids. Learn about it, right?
Of course, yes.
We have, I think we have a big international festival day coming up at the state. So they'll be doing that as well. So, but I just want to encourage you. I guess is my passion. My passion is diversity and to learn about other cultures. And then you break down all those barriers that you keep putting up. Somebody's putting up for you, right?
Yes.
Somebody else is doing it.
Of course.
We're going to take a quick break. And thank you so much for being here, Sarah. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Good. And we're going to be talking with Roger next. So stay tuned.
Eternity to be was gone.
are back again. Roger Savoy, he's been on my show since 1999 or something, or maybe before that, who knows. I've been following his career, and his career started out as Hennessy Homebrew, and he was selling beer kits and all that, and he probably still does that. But
yes, we do.
Now his new enterprise, or in addition to what he does, is called the Emporium Farm Brewery and Tap Room. When I looked at your website, it had that little and tap room on it. So, and a tap room is like where you, that's on tap, right?
Yes, we. As a farm brewery, we are required to use a certain percentage of New York State grains and hops and other ingredients, you're allowed to sell your beer on premise. So we have.
So you can't bottle it and sell it.
Well, we can. We can do pretty much anything that a regular brewery can do, but we have a few extra things that are. It's complicated. The state liquor authority is weird, and there's a lot of rules. But we work with other. We're allowed to also. Have at our tap room other breweries' products that are farm breweries.
Oh, okay.
So what we're doing is working with other breweries. So it's our position as a home.
Are you talking microbreweries?
Farm breweries, yes. They're small, yes.
Okay.
They're under
a farm brewery is different than a microbrewery.
Correct.
Okay, I did not know that. Thank you.
You have to use New York State grains and stuff for a farm brewery.
Okay, gotcha.
In my position as a homebrew store, we've worked with tens of thousands of local people to teach them how to make beer and wine and other products like that. And many of them have started breweries, so they're customers of ours for a long time ago. And we're working with those people also to promote all of our products together. What we're doing is kind of going back to the basics with beer. If anybody's a craft brewer, a craft beer drinker, the trend has been towards more and more hops in the beer, and some of it's getting kind of.
Well, I hear it's getting rare because of the certain insects that are attacking the crops.
Well,
the hops crops. Can
not
I say that?
the hop crop. Yeah. No, actually, there's a lot more usage of it now because breweries are using more of it. That there's a trend that the Americans have started and everybody in the world is following. But we're going back to looking at some of the more traditional beers that are out there, in particular the British Island beers. So we're looking at, as opposed to the new trend has been towards what they call a New England IPA, and that is a cloudy, very hop forward beer, which I would call a palate wrecker. You taste it and it just
it takes over.
It tastes like and you can't taste anything for another 5 minutes. So we have a different focus on stuff, we've taken some space right next to our homebrew store.
Let's take a look at the photos, because that might explain a little bit, or show us a little bit about what it looked like. That's how it looked like in the beginning, right?
Yes, the top left one was looking forwards towards the door, and the back was, this was a storage room, and we had already started some of the renovations. You can see the new ceiling up there, we did a complete rehab on it.
Wow,
that's our
was
equipment.
A big job.
Yeah, and there you go. The same views, looking forwards and back. I built all of the. I did all the woodwork. I used to renovate houses.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yes.
I love the lighting.
Yes. So we have a nice. It's comfortable. There's no television. You're not going to be assaulted by 25 sports screens.
I hate that.
And basically we are, as we have been doing at the Homebrew Emporium for the last 20 years, we're trying to teach people about beer. And so the brewers that I have working with us are the same guys that do the homebrew store. So and they also work and me work at the tap room too. So if anyone has questions about beer, and a lot of craft brewers are looking for a more intimate understanding of what the brewer is doing as part of their their beer experience, and so we can talk to them about exactly what these styles are, and if they want to know how it's made, we actually give them the recipe.
You don't use like one recipe for all beer. In other words, people will tweak it just like a stew. You know, you add this, you add that, and maybe you get your own trademark to your flavor because of what you're putting
Yes,
together.
you would. The breweries tend to have their own recipes. When we did our test batches, we did 3 or 4 batches before we settled on one that was
You could have two, actually, if you wanted to have 2 different ones, I guess.
Yes, it was, that was very interesting because after we opened the tap room, we were giving some of our customers samples of the ones that didn't make it. They're still within the style. There's contests that people do, and so there's so we have, for example, an extra special bitter. That's a malty, light amber colored, slightly hopped beer, and we had 2 or 3 versions of it, and they're all within the same guidelines but remarkably different, and so we were letting people try the differences, and we picked a particular one that we wanted to, that was kind of it had a kind of a biscuity taste, and
yeasty. Had a little yeasty?
No. These beers are crystal clear, they range from what they call an ordinary bitter, which would be like a blonde ale, or up to well, we'll be making a holiday ale, which is not typically necessarily British, but that'd be like an 8 or 9% beer with spices for the holiday, you know. So yeah, we've been working on developing our own recipes, but we also have our other breweries friends there, and we also have cider and mead on tap.
That's nice.
Yes, and those are there's a lot of people who may have problems with gluten, so they tend to drink cider, but we have a local meadery in Del Mar called Royal Meadery that makes a lovely sparkling mead it's just about like a cider.
So you have all of these at your place they can try.
We have 12 taps. When we finish, we'll have 14 or 15. 6 of them will be ours. We'll have 2 ciders and a mead, and 6 other guest taps from all over New York State.
Okay, I have to just say who's coming up next week, and then we'll finish our conversation. Albany Civic Theater is going to be on, talking about Gloria, Family and Child Service. The Schenectady Light Opera will be performing with Grease, but we have magic on, magic. I wanted to mention that. That's going to be a half-hour special that we're going to be doing on the show with 2 magicians and talking about National Magic Week. Do any magic? You do only magic with your beer?
I do magic with the beer, and that's it.
Yeah, that's great. So where can they find your place?
We're on 472 North Greenbush Road, which is the main drag going. Route 4. And we are. Our posted hours are Thursday, Friday, 4 to 10, Saturday, 2 to 10, Sunday, 12 to 5. But whenever there's 2 people in the homebrew store next door, we'll open the brewery for well, you know, a lot of our customers, obviously they come to the homebrew store. They want to try our beer. I mean, you know, we've been. It took us over a year to build this. And
you have a menu, so you can serve food.
It's a small, cheese.
Well, that's all right.
Several types of cheese. New York State cheese, and some New York State sausages and little salamis and stuff like that.
Always good to have you on the show, Roger.
And you.